Hi, this is Dorothy Smith with Dot Scrapbooking, and I am doing the third layout with the Serenity Scrapbooking Workshop. So first thing I'm going to do, these are going to be the base pages. I'm going to cut off the 1/2-inch zip strip. That's an extra 1/2 inch, by the way. When you cut off the 1/2 inch, you still end up with a piece of 12 by 12. So that is not the side we're going to use. That is, which it's really beautiful, I think. So I'm a little distracted. So I'm going to just have the one piece out here because there's a lot of pieces that go with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out all the die cut pieces. So that particular one is the journaling rectangle, and I'm taking out the little flowers and lots of fronds, lots of leaves, lots of pretty leaves and single leaves. And so this particular layout uses the rectangles that were cut from the exclusive cardstock that came with this kit. So that's where I took the 12 by 12 and split it in half. So I had two pieces identical that were 6 by 12. And then there were different colors of strips, and those were separated at the delineation between one and another color or texture, whatever it was. So I then took all of those rectangles and cut them up into those triangles. So right now I'm just putting the photo holders on the linen pieces that were cut. And the one piece is going to, so we have a 4 by 6, and I think we've got another 4 by 6 and a 2 by 2. And then the 3 by 4 linen is for the journaling. Little journaling rectangle. So, and this linen cardstock it's just barely gray. I mean, it is just such a light gray that if you didn't have it next to white, you would think it was white. So, but just a little subtlety. And so, boy, that paper is really beautiful. So I am going to line these triangles up pretty much the way they have them in the instructions, because I want it to have the right kind of feel to it, rather than just getting completely footloose here. So, and I want it to be balanced. I mean, they've gone far to make things balanced, and so I'm going to go with it. Now, that particular piece, there's going to be a few pieces that get embossed, just like we did on the 4 by 12 sheet on the second layout. So, but I'm doing it a little different. Don't ask me why. But I inked up the embossing folder to kind of see what kind of look I would get. So I'm going to try another piece. Not that one. Have to go for a plain one because you end up with a real busy look. I've got so many pieces right now. This happens to me all the time. Too much stuff in my work area. Okay, so this is what I did. I put the Blue Belle ink on the embossing folder, and I'm looking for the piece that has the... Oh, well, I'm just going to show you what you kind of end up with. So the way I did it on the second one is I just went ahead and embossed the cardstock, and then I ran the ink pad over the raised areas. So that is one thing that you can do. Put my handy dandy machine away. If you do it the way I just did, then you end up with something that looks like that, which is, you want to know what different things you can do. You just don't have to do things the same way all the time, which I'm prone to do just because. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to use that piece that I went ahead and inked up, and that's my Blue Belle ink. Sorry about that. Just trying to flip things around. I'm getting very distracted. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just continuing on. Now I've got the tans coming in, the kind of toffee colors, and I didn't do that stamping. That's how that paper came, that was one of the triangles or rectangles that we cut. So here we go. So ripping is a technique, just so you know. And you just end up with this kind of random look. It kind of smooths out the cornered edges, and it's kind of fun just for the heck of it. And if you pull the paper towards you, then you can show the white core of our paper. If you do it the other way, then it will be on the other side. So, I mean, it's nice seeing the white core. That was the whole point of this technique, was to show the white core and just let you know it really is a ripped edge, an intentional ripped edge. So I'm just kind of adjusting the pieces as I want them to lay. And you don't have to worry about the point coming to one point, because the point gets covered up anywho. So that's the look we're going for. Okay, time to get down to work. And I'm leaving, I want to get down to the point so it does stick down. So I'm just going to make little adjustments here and there, and I can get down to the point better if I use my little pads as scrap paper. So they sure do come in handy for me. That way I keep all the goop off of my work area. Almost. Seems like glue gets everywhere, including all over my hands. So I like how look at all the different designs that you have going on here. I mean, there's snowflakes, there's wood grain, there's pine cones, leaves, the embossed pattern, which is nice for just, more texture. And then, of course, you've got the kind of distressed look onto itself with the next one coming up here. And we talked about how you can make your own distressed look just by taking cardstock and running some sandpaper over it. So that's who knew destroying things was a technique? It's all in how you name it. Okay, and I really like this little snowflake paper. I think that's real cute. So I like this layout. I like the design of it. This is certainly something. Man, if you've got a lot of scraps, what a great way of getting rid of scraps is by doing, a technique like this, where you just have a whole bunch of different kinds of things. I mean, you probably want to, remain in the same, colors that go together, or textures that go together, or patterns that go together. So I'm putting a little bit of the foam tape on there just to raise my picture up a bit. And it comes over like, I don't know, it's almost 2 inches. It's like a 1 3/4 it looks like. You can pretty much eyeball that. So I think it's pretty. I mean, we're covering up some of that gorgeous background paper, but you know, there's enough that shows through that you still get the idea of what's going on with that paper. And I'm going to lift this up a little bit because it kind of overlaps that 4x6. So I want to be able to slide the picture underneath that. And so that's how I'm doing it. I'm just lifting it up a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to use this title of Believe. And so this could go with a lot of different pictures. And it's in the gold. You know, it's really beautiful. I love the shiny gold. And I like how on our sticker sheets, many times they're using either shiny or they're using the UV coating to make the same color shine. So I really like adding that to our stickers. And these little clusters are really lovely. Hello, Daisy. And so I'm just taking a little bit of the stick off and adding some raised foam tape to the back. So that will kind of overlap the picture, but once again, it'll be above the picture. So, very pretty. Yeah, I'm making a mess. So you could use that half wreath behind that cluster, and it would be a nice kind of mimicking the curvature using the arc. Of course, I didn't think about that until now, after this is all done. So I'm sticking my fronds around, and I like these little gold ones that just, it's nothing gaudy, but just enough to add just a little glitz to the very serene colors. And then, of course, we have a pretty bow. Isn't that pretty? Just put some of the powder down so that the bow doesn't stick. And then pop the little bow up. So I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anything. And could be that there's another frond that's going in there. And hold on a minute. Hubby's calling. Okay, sorry, I'm back. All right, let's see. What else? We've got the fronds. The only thing that we need now are the little gems. And they get placed large and small, hither and yon. I get a little crazy on the placement. It doesn't matter all that much. You just want to have them. Whoops, I think I lost one. One went flying. Anyway, I love those gems. I think they're really gorgeous. Okay, here comes page 2. So we're almost winding down the Serenity workshop here. So I made another embossed piece. And I think I did that off camera. And so we're kind of going on the other side. So we've got, you know, a semicircle on one side and then a semicircle on the other of the ripped papers, the ripped triangles. And, so it's not, all going the same direction. So looking just for particular pieces. So when you put that particular piece there, it really makes a statement. It really stands out from the others. So you want to use those kind of sparingly, but they also make everything just kind of boom, pop. And so I'm going to use the my ripping technique and just kind of continue around. So what's kind of nice is you don't have to be absolutely precise on this. You can kind of overlap and hide, and so that's kind of a nice part. And the ripping doesn't have to be certainly perfect. So I mean, there's a lot of just kind of freewheeling stuff on this particular layout. So I like it. I like it. Actually, I love it. I would be inclined to. Well, I've done kind of starbursts before, and they're really fun to do. So if you haven't done one and it looks a little intimidating to you, don't be intimidated by it, because you're just making rectangles and then you're cutting them from one corner to the catty corner, and then you make triangles, and then you just, you can use this ripping technique, and you end up with this really cool background. So I think it's a great technique to try out. And you don't have to be perfect in the center. So there's a lot of good things to be said for this. I do like adding the texture, though, of the embossing. So, I mean, it's not something you have to do, but it does add to things. Yeah, sometimes you want to go under, sometimes you want to go above. It just kind of depends. It's fun. I hope you like this. These pages. I think the papers themselves are beautiful. I think the layouts have been pretty darn spectacular. There's a lot of detail to them. There's a lot of texture to them. There's a lot of dimension to them. So it's got all of those artistic parts that you want in your layouts to add a lot of interest to it. So these get kind of, the journaling, they get kind of lined up together. So they make a nice little group. And so it's just going over like a 1/2 inch over. So as soon as I get that in place, then I can get the pictures in place. They're just going to get, about 1/4 of an inch over from the journaling. And I'm going to raise the large picture. I want to say it's 4x6. Yeah, it's 4x6. Now, if you don't have to pop things up with foam tape, but we're just adding dimension, so. I mean, one thing when you're doing a circle, it's kind of hard to tell if you've got things that that aren't lined up perfectly. And I'm using the thin foam tape also, so that it's not, because the thick foam tape it's pretty darn thick, and I don't want things to rise that far up. So there we go. There's our little cluster of pictures and journaling. And then we get to use this big, beautiful bouquet here. And I'm just putting the powder on the anti-static powder on the edge and then popping it up so it can kind of stand above the picture. I might be putting thick foam tape on top of that to get it higher than the picture itself. So what a gorgeous cluster. And then I just add some more fronds to it and some more flowers here and there. And, you know, this is almost finished. And we still end up with a few pieces that are, yeah, they've got all these gold leaves that are really beautiful. I have to say, I really like shiny. I really like shiny things. And I like things with glitter. So the next video I'm going to be making is a jingle, I think it's called Jingle Joy 6x6 album, Christmas album. I made lots and lots of glitter snowflakes. So you'll have to watch it. It came out, I was really happy with it. It came out real cute. And what a great album for a young kid to put their pictures from Christmas in, because there should be some crazy pictures for this COVID Christmas. So here we go. Cute little flower going right in the middle of that. Don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a flower. That's what I'm looking for. I think there was a flower missing. I don't know if I put an extra flower that I shouldn't have someplace, but there was a flower that was supposed to go up there with that blue flower. Maybe I'll find it. Anyway, the Jingle Joy album is really cute, so that's going to be my next video coming up. And I put it in a little red album, a little red 6x6 album, and I put a vinyl title on the front of my album. So there we go. That's a nice little background for that cute little flower. I still want to find the white flower to go with it. So I think the Serenity papers are truly, truly beautiful. And where am I going to put this? Surely not. No telling. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put it underneath that little pine branch. See, I couldn't have that half wreath sitting there doing nothing. It just needed a place to get housed. That's not in the instructions, ladies. Just want you to know. Anyway, you can have fun with these. When you get our workshops, you can have a lot of fun with them, and it's just up to you. You know, you can, sort of follow the instructions, and then you can just do whatever the heck you want. We have consultants who they get the papers and stuff, but their layouts aren't anything like what the instructions are. So, it's how creative you want to be, or, some people don't like to have things that are too fussy. So you can, totally put less stuff on there if you want. Just kind of up to you. It's nobody's going to look. Nobody's going to come into your craft room and say, "Oh, you didn't follow the instructions." So Let her rip. Have fun. Do your own kind of thing. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to try to mimic the one tag, and I don't know that it turned out very good. I may not have used it. I don't know. I was trying to get it to look okay. Then I just put it back. So I think I had some little bits and pieces. Oh, there's that white flower over to the left. I wonder if I find it. There you go. How did that just pop up out of nowhere? Does that happen to you? You can't find it, and then it's like, it drops in. It left the building for a while, and then it came back. How did it do that? I get confused. But things are getting better. They're getting better for me. It's all right. There we go. Tucked in where it's supposed to be. So I have to say, I really enjoyed doing this third layout. I liked all that ripping and stuff. That was definitely fun. So I hope you liked it, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, and I have all the information below the video that has where you can buy everything, and whatever other information you want, it's right there, so you can buy everything you need to do these layouts, including all of the gems which come with the workshop, but the adhesives don't. So if you need adhesives or any kind of tools, you can get that on my website at dorothy.ctmh.com or dorothy.closetomyheart.com. They will let you use the CTMH instead of spelling out close to my heart. But I hope you liked it. I had fun doing these layouts. I think I've got really, really beautiful layouts that I will be happy to use and put some cool pictures on. Now I just have to find some cool pictures, go to some cool places, which we are not doing since we're not leaving the house. But things will get better. You know, the vaccine is out and about. My son works for UPS. UPS is working hard to deliver, as FedEx is also, and hopefully we'll get this horrible COVID disease nipped in the bud so we can get back to our life again. And come back and see me. Come back and watch my videos. I appreciate it. Everybody take care, and it's coming up to Christmas week. Y'all have happy, wonderful holidays. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye now.